Today, anyone can monetize with ads. As part of the all-new Beehive ad network, thousands of newsletters have already monetized, and it's about to get even better. More ad opportunities, better brands, automated payments, streamlined processes, and more.
The rare rainfall has hit some of the most arid places on Earth. Southeastern Morocco's Sahara Desert.
The Sahara Desert has been transformed into a mini oasis.
Heavy rains lead to rare flooding in the Sahara Desert in Morocco.
In a miraculous and astonishing event that has left the world in shock, the barren Sahara Desert, known for its endless sand dunes and harsh conditions, has become the unlikely setting for a sign that many call divine. What took place in this vast wilderness has attracted widespread attention, with some believing it to be a powerful reminder of the presence and saving grace of Jesus Christ. How did this phenomenon occur? Why did it happen? Does this incredible event have a message for us all? In this episode, we will explain in more detail. Smash that thumbs up button for me, leave me a comment below, and share this video with your friends. Anyway, new project, like and subscribe to Heartfelt Devotions for updates and exclusive content. And let's get started. The harshest place in the world. The Sahara Desert, stretching across much of North Africa, is the world's largest hot desert, encompassing a vast area of sand dunes, rocky plains, and rugged mountains. Covering roughly 3.6 million square miles, the Sahara is known for its extreme temperatures, scorching hot days, and freezing nights. Despite its seemingly barren landscape, the desert has a rich history, serving as a vital region for ancient trade routes and home to nomadic peoples who have thrived in its harsh conditions for centuries. The Sahara's stark beauty and unforgiving environment make it both a natural wonder and a symbol of endurance and adaptation in the face of nature's extremes. The Sahara Desert, while not directly mentioned in the Bible, holds significant historical and spiritual relevance when viewed through a broader biblical lens. Deserts in general play an important role in many biblical narratives as places of testing, revelation, and spiritual transformation. But what happened to the Sahara Desert? In a rare and dramatic development, parts of the Sahara Desert have seen severe flooding after 2 days of torrential rain in southeastern Morocco, exceeding the region's annual average. Officials from Morocco's Meteorological Service reported that the village of Tagounite, located 450 kilometers south of the capital Rabat, recorded more than 100 millimeters of rain in just 24 hours in September 2024. Lake Iroquois, a dry lake bed between Zagora and Taba for half a century, has been refilled after the deluge. Sahara Desert sees first flood in 50 years. Stunning images emerged. Meteorologists are calling the phenomenon an extratropical storm, and experts believe it could have long-term. New $7 Lux Craving Spots. It's Lux for less. Oh, at Taco Bell.
Before coming to Lebanon, I was in Ethiopia, and in Ethiopia, I ate raw liver 3 times. And my favorite thing about leaving Ethiopia was the thought that I don't have to eat raw liver again for a while. Here it is.
Beirut, the vibrant capital of Lebanon, a nation with a massive PR crisis. From a devastating civil war to a financial crisis caused by governmental mismanagement, Lebanese citizens have been through a lot.
It's a region of the world that has a lot of conflict because of the history it has, and many religions are born here. I actually even fled at one point.
In 2020, they saw their currency devalued by nearly 97%,
Inflation has driven the country's currency to historical lows.
followed by the global pandemic,
Banking restrictions are pushing the healthcare system to the brink of collapse.
then the tragic Beirut explosion, which instantly saved countless lives and ravaged the city. Lebanon is a country that knows struggle, but it's also a country of survivors. Tough cookies. Your breakdown is there Tuesday afternoon. So when more bad news piles on, why not have a smoke or a drink and sit back with some world-renowned food?
All of these are appetizers.
I'm definitely appetized. For me, coming to Beirut,
They were appetizers?
I wanted to mission to understand Lebanese culture and food from folks who are damn passionate about cooking.
Wow.
She's happy because you're happy.
Large population is only about 6.5 million, with a quarter of those being Syrian. Lebanon has had an outsized impact on the world of food.
Lebanese food, with the little ingredients we have, we make the most out of it. So I think in terms of taste, it's one of the best in the world. And I'm not being biased.
Here, recipes go back beyond memory, beyond generation.
The place here is about 200 years old. His father was working here, and his grandfather, his grandfather.
In this country, we traverse through the city for hours. There's no excuse not to see it all. There's the street food in the big cities, Beirut and Tripoli. Piles of succulent protein
Like little discs of meat.
and revolving meat towers.
It looks like a giant red Filipino sausage. What is that?
Attracting the late night drinking crowd in a country where boozing is not only permitted, it's encouraged.
Anyone ever heard of potentially someone drinking too much and then eating one of these at the end of the night?
From Beirut, drive will bring you to the highlands, where young innocent sheep are transformed into an array of Middle Eastern delicacies, both delicious
This looks incredible.
and also daring.
On the table right now, we have the two organs that every man uses to make every decision in his life: the brain and the testicles.
Then there's the seafood. Lebanon, a country with 140 miles of coastline on the Mediterranean, has some of the most captivating seafood dishes in
And they
the
said the
world.
brain and the
The
testicles.
organs I've ever seen.
Whether they're cooking up the most venomous fish in the ocean,
Have you ever been stabbed by one of these fish?
or gathering sea snails by hand and steaming them with spices that'll put you in a state of ecstasy.
Collecting the snails does require a degree of skill and patience.
Boys sharing their culture with the
We
world.
must show how cooking is a nice thing, is a feeling, is much more than just a dish or a meal.
Like a beer, isolated in the far-off reaches of the countryside, who in just a couple of years has garnered 20 million plus followers, an audience eager to challenge their concept of what makes an amazing meal.
Cooking food like this is what put you on the map. But what is the downside of that?
But you can't talk about Lebanon without talking about Syria. Over 25% of the population here consists of Syrians. Many arrived here after fleeing their homes during the Syrian civil war, and many ended up in places like this. A Syrian
Here 10 years ago, did you ever imagine you would be here this long?
Wow. When they first came here, they thought they were going to stay 2 months, and they left everything back home.
respite from the violence of their homeland, but a new environment with new daily challenges.
They get every month $24 for 8 people.
They make the most out of their difficult living conditions and lack of resources, still creating moments of brilliance during special occasions.
This might be some of the best food I've had in Lebanon.
Yo, controversial!
The people of Lebanon are tough, bold, and outspoken.
The government pulled up on us. It's corruption, if you will.
Like many of us around the world, their day-to-day lives are in the hands of elected officials.
My salary is 700 days hungry. Now my salary 100.
But their day-to-day movements and actions illuminate the pride in a country that's just a few steps away from realizing its full potential.
Do you see a future for your daughter in Lebanon?
Yeah, I see.
Lebanon, a Middle Eastern country known for conflict, is one of the most open, liberal, outgoing places in the world, with foods that will amaze you. It all starts here in Tripoli.
Here's how I know this is a good place. First of all, you go outside, there's a huge
What's up, people?
swarm of people waiting for fresh bread to come out. Secondly, the guy's making the bread is smoking a cigarette. That's how I know this is the real, authentic place. Sir?
Meat master, bread maker, and owner of this bakery, Mr. Abdel Nasur Al-Masri.
I know you're very busy. How much of your time can we take? 5 minutes. We got 5 minutes. Oh my gosh. Okay, where do I start? We are in this market. This market is wild. It's incredibly busy. There's so many vegetables, produce, fruits. All the local food is here.
Soup. It's a word that rolls off the tongues of locals to describe a marketplace like this. It thrives in open air, nestled within a complex of streets, a repository of life's necessities waiting to be discovered.
How long have you been in this market?
The place here is about 200 years old, but he has been in the market here for 60 years. And this place is very famous for manjous. It's one of the most popular breakfasts in Lebanon.
manouche. It's like a Lebanese version of a pizza, consisting of flatbread and toppings. But instead of cheese and meat, the manouche is crowned with its own unique za'atar, a local spice blend, crafted from thyme, black and white sesame seeds, and olive oil.
The visuals in here are incredible. It's like a well-oiled factory. They put the dough in here, they spit out these dough balls, they flatten it, you put some sauce onto the dough, and then they throw it into the oven. Oh, here we go. Oh, you can see a whole board of bread right here. Oh, wow. It's such a thick sauce, and you can see all the seeds inside. There's sesame seeds.
You can fold it like this.
Does he still want bread? He's been in this factory for 60 years. Oh, yes, just like the very first time.
It's very warm.
That is the only way to eat it. Fresh out of the oven, it's still soft, and what an amazing taste.
Lebanon will say, ما بيضحك لرغيف الصفر. Means grumpy people do not smile for fresh bread because really fresh bread can make you smile.
Joining me today, Layal. She's a Lebanese architect, local guide, and food blogger, displaying her passion for cuisine on Instagram and TikTok for a global audience.
That first bite was like a crust bite, so this is a pure seasoning right here. It's very delicious. How much bread are you making in a day?
Around 5,000.
5,000.
Yeah.
But it's extremely affordable.
Very cheap. Before the economic crisis in Lebanon, it used to be around 70 cents. Now it's sold for less than 1 cent. And that's why you can see all the crowd waiting in line to get this manouche.
The Lebanese economic crisis began to escalate around early 2020.
Has left half the population living below the You're only a touch away from the mastery of a barista automatically. Introducing the Oracle Jet, the benchmark redefined. Enjoy third-rate special.
A crisis that emerged from years of governmental mismanagement and made worse by the COVID pandemic, the Ukrainian conflict, and the tragic explosion in Beirut. Hyperinflation meant that at its peak, the Lebanese pound was decimated at a staggering 97%. For some time, cash became close to worthless.
Are you able to get by selling bread for 1 cent a piece?
He's thanking God for this.
Do you ever think about raising your prices, blaming it on inflation and all that? I mean, that's what they do in the US.
He can't. People wouldn't have to accept it.
Really?
Because people in Tripoli are really poor.
For better or worse, life goes on. While some businesses have been unable to weather the financial storm, people here remain resilient, continuing to do what they do best.
Sir? Over there. Where am I?
تريبولي طرابلس ملكة حوالي الزهرية
Again?
الحلويات الزهرية.
My Arabic is going to need some work.
It turns out the Arabic name for this place, translated into English, means King of Sweets, a fitting name for this half-century-old confectionery.
Is Lebanon really a dessert culture? There's certain countries you go to, I would say India, where you go there and you see dessert shops and there's piles and piles of different colorful, sugary sweet desserts. Is Lebanon also?
Yeah, definitely. There's around 15 Greek sites in this shop. They are very famous, especially about this halal kebab.
I've never seen any dessert like this. I saw a video of it before I came here, and I looked at it and I said, I have to know what that tastes like. There's cheese, there's semolina, there's clotted cream, there's all these different ingredients together. So we have 2 different sides. What is this?
حلب الجبن منطقة حلب الجبن.
It's the same halal kebab. This is the skin.
Here's how it's made. Start with baladi, a type of local white cheese, then melt it down in hot water until it reaches a velvety texture. Now mix it with sugar syrup and semolina, a coarse flour made from durum rice with a distinct yellow color and slightly gritty texture. The dough comes to life as it's skillfully shaped and kneaded with precision. After some more handiwork, let it rest a bit before the cutting begins.
What is the secret to not screwing this up?
Yeah, you can delete that nigga, bro.
Making halal kebab is but you have to be passionate about it. You have to love it in order to make people enjoy
I
it.
thought I was enjoying the cheese.
Yeah, you
but
gonna
now
move that
I
nigga, bro.
It's thin, it's sweet, but not too sweet.
Bit of cheese. Give it the sour.
Yes, it has a great, like a slightly chewy texture to it.
like that. What truly levels up this experience is its filling, made from a blend of fresh
troll,
meat,
man.
semolina, and just a hint of floral essence.
One of my models said when he race that nigga, I told him to race him.
And as a final touch, a sprinkle of crushed pistachio. Oh, he's dousing it. This is a thick, sweet syrup he's got on there. Can you sauce me up?
I didn't even read what he was saying.
You know, potted cream has such a unique texture to it. It's heavy, it's fatty, it's kind of like whipped cream, but even more thick and a little bit coarse. And then, of course, the syrup gives it some sweetness. We have that awesome texture of the skin, and then some nuts in there for a little bit of crunch. That's delicious. Soon, we'll be diving deep into the heart of this country's heavenly meat factory. What is that? Where the
Yeah, well, I make nigga water for anyway. Nigga get up there with that trolling and hang. Look that shit. You need that nigga.
Sir, before that,
But I understand what they got to say. When they say it's bullshit, that shit really. I don't even know them books. That name ain't blue, dog. I don't know. You break their ass. They ain't blue.
Step one, he slices out the cheese, he puts it on the flat top. He gets that with some rose water.
All Mark, we race them motherfuckers talk crazy, ain't blue.
Gets his hand in there.
I know we be playing.
Oh wow, so he's really mashing it up. This is just
We ain't playing with no trolls, y'all.
gooey piece of deliciousness right now. Oh yeah, cheese pull shot. That looks delicious. Now the next step, douse it in powdered sugar, put it inside the bread, throw it on some paper, and that is ready to eat.
That shit look good.
Wow. Oh man, that is such a confusing experience. It's cheese, it's heavy, but it's sweet. Obviously the outside is bread.
Shit out of that shit, bro. They called me.
It's a stuffed crust. Where does it come from?
Need help to eat that shit.
In 1930, around 100 years ago,
Ahmad is the third generation in this family business. His grandfather was the first to bring these originally Moroccan recipes to Lebanon. Now he is a sole practitioner in Tripoli, crafting these two highly sought after dishes.
this is the famous Mughrabiya sandwich in Tripoli.
How do you say it?
Mughrabiya.
I gotta work on my hood. Mughrabiya.
Let me see.
It's interesting because it's a
Let me see.
it has like a little balls.
Yeah, this is a kind of semolina with like balls mixed with chickpeas, onions.
It's like pig.
And these have cinnamon in things like Christmas cookies, maybe fun. This is my first time having it in this type of a creation.
That shit probably good as hell from that damn pickle onion.
It's a combination of flavors I've never had before.
The bread just absorbs the whole spice.
Purple onion what?
The bread is
Ooh, that
very
be pickle, what?
stretchy inside.
That shit probably good as so big.
Got a very strong punch of cinnamon, and then there's some really sour pickle in there too.
It makes people completely full because it's all about carbs.
The more I eat it, the more I'm coming around. It's a very confounding dish, and every bite is a new surprise. So this is my first city in Lebanon. How different is Tripoli from Beirut?
Oh, it's very different. Tripoli is more authentic, more historical. Here you can walk, you can feel how old is this city, how was their life like before modernity. See the sculpture, the spirit, and the market, how it flies, how it works, it's just amazing. But unfortunately, it's not very innovative. Actually, Beirut is more modern now. It has more high towers, it has more birds, and more active nightlife.
Vibrant, charming, like the Miami of the Middle East. Beirut pulses with life and knows how to turn up the heat and keep the good times rolling.
Here's the city of contrast, let's say. It's very different in very different ways. You got highs, you got lows, you got very old buildings, very new buildings, you got very conservative people, you got super open-minded people.
Amidst the bustling streets and bustling souls, Beirut offers a culinary journey that's equally unique. Meeting me at Barbar Restaurant, La Halou, the Lebanese food. Currently documenting his bike trip across the entire continent of Africa. When you come here, what foods do you crave?
I love but when you eat fresh, it's crunchy.
Man, see, man, I told you, man.
Sauces. I mean, look at this, right?
Falafel is an
Get on his ass, bro.
made from a mixture of ground chicken,
Time out that nigga, man.
garlic, parsley, ground cumin, ground coriander, salt, and pepper.
So what I usually like to do is I cut some bread like that.
Time out that nigga, bro.
That's a good time.
You got a little sauce. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Here's a magnet for sauce. The
Time that nigga out.
is like me without the bandana.
Oh,
It can be kind of dry. It's
5 minutes, bro. Get that nigga 5 minutes.
Some tomato. You put some tahini in it. The more you add to it, the better it is. But this isn't why I came here.
That nigga had 5 minutes.
Every stage. The dance of meat.
Appreciate it, buddy.
Spices,
That nigga had some time out, 5 minutes.
Iconic sizzling star of Beirut, the kebab. Ali, we're there. Meet the restaurant owner, Ali, his family. Not only owns this kebab joint, but also this and this, and this. Literally, the entire block itself.
Tell me about the kebabs here, because what I noticed is that they have a very unique shape, a shape unlike any other place I've seen.
The kebab is the mosque food. Lebanon, because it's strategically in the middle of these countries, it has taken from all these countries and made it a bit different.
Take the best of all us.
Yeah.
Are your kebabs better than everyone else's?
Honestly, you're the better.
When it comes to kebab, the choice of meats are many: chicken, beef, lamb, or even this. But here, it's a mixture of beef and lamb. Now, the seasoning. You can do it with salt, black pepper, and bell peppers, or you can go all in with local herbs, chopped onion, salt, cumin, and bulgur, a type of cereal made from whole wheat.
Wow. It's like little discs of meat. This seems like it would be easy, but there's no threads on the skewer. And somehow he has to make the meat stick on there. I challenge any of you to try this. The meat will fall off immediately.
Yeah, he tripped.
How long did it take you to get this good?
He tripped. He got to go. He got to get up out of here. He tripped.
10 days. That means for 9 days, you have a skewer with just blobs of meat.
Yeah, man, that nigga tripping, man. That time I'm about Doge, they talking about me. Tell him fuck with me, cause I fuck with Doge. Man, get your ass out my page, nigga. I'm fuck with Doge. But yo, they my dog, they my brother.
Creating a tantalizing
What you got going on, little bit?
the meat's natural succulence.
Fuck what you got going on, little bit?
Sealing the juices within.
The dude tripping.
But here, we've got some meat. So these are both a mixture of beef and lamb, but they both have different seasonings. I'm going to try the smaller one with the
Bro, tripping.
super flavorful, fatty, savory.
You see it, bro.
Bounces as you eat it.
Bro, tripping.
Chili?
When you start, you can't finish.
Not chili, super spicy. Meanwhile, with nothing to drink.
You're these big discs of meat.
Oh, we did it. George, wow, I like it.
Yeah, there you go on some shot.
Salad here.
We can also dunk. There's no rule.
Oh, yes. I love dunk cakes. Cheers. Mind is a terrible thing to waste, and so is the vote. Historically black colleges and universities are shaping leaders, fueling social mobility, a powerful force for good. But our schools are underfunded, doing more with less for generations. Our elected leaders will decide whether HBCUs can continue to thrive. Our future
All right, dog.
education, whether there's a Department of Education at all, are on the ballot on November 5th. Vote.
All right, bro.
Recycling, carbon fiber pizza tables, refrigerators, boom dash, salad chiller.
All right, dog.
Ultimate drive-through vehicles for the ultimate drive-through experience. Schlotzkers.
Wow, Dr. Listen, one thing that's
I love you too, bro.
Lebanon is it's a small country with a pretty small population.
Approximately 6 million, and 1/4 of it is refugees, actually.
And so among that small number of people, Lebanese cuisine has made a huge impact around the
I'll
world.
tell you why. Because the diaspora is estimated to be between
The diaspora? Y'all don't even know what the diaspora is.
culture and our richness elsewhere.
So are you telling me there's more Lebanese people outside Lebanon?
Yeah. Almost as many Lebanese people in Brazil and Lebanon itself. I think Brazil is like 4.5 million. Lebanon is 6 million. It's many refugees. So
45 million?
wow.
6 million? I just want to walk, fuck out.
That's a small man bar. Oh, nigga, I ain't got shit on you.
Oh, yeah.
That's a hard ass bar.
The Casamigo gonna knock your ass out.
I already know it.
It's meat, slowly roasted on its spindle, but a big joint.
This place is full of energy.
They're serving a special meat power and the big red ball.
It was awesome. It's like
I hope they don't copyright me for that bullshit that you went down.
What is that?
This is an Armenian soto.
A type of reddish sausage consisting of beef and an array of spices.
It's a secret recipe how we made it.
It's a secret. Is this being made in your bedroom?
We have actually a factory.
Its roots can be traced back to Armenia, but the sausage took on a new identity when it found its way to Beirut, transforming it into a beloved shawarma.
It looks abundant, it's juicy, it's freshly shaven, pinkish red meat.
Every time I look at this, man, I want to eat.
Oh, you look like you're about to cry. I like it. Cheers.
Cheers, guys.
Mmm.
Cumin.
Alright, first off, at first it reminded me of the seasonings that you would find in the lamb, but the flavors are much more powerful. There's definitely a boatload of cumin in there. It's spicy, it's greasy, it's like heavy in a very satisfying way. It has a great uniform texture. This is fantastic. We are not only here for this, we also want to try the lamb shawarma.
Shawarma is not just a food, but a piece of art constructed layer by layer. This one is made with marinated lamb meat.
How do you balance the fat with the protein?
We have like almost 80% protein, pure meat, almost 20% fat.
All the same ratio.
A shawarma stack can reach about 3 feet in height and weigh anywhere from 50 to 200 pounds or more. When this pillar of protein is ready, they slice it off, then stuff it in a flat bread along with tomato, onion, pickled vegetables, and tahini.
These look so delicious and so plump and juicy. What do you think?
I just want to stop speaking and indulge.
We will very shortly. I like that the meat is literally falling out of the mouth of this shawarma.
You can see the difference between the fat and the protein right here.
Oh, we should take a bite. Let's go for it.
Very.
And I taste cinnamon.
I don't remember like tasting the cinnamon coming here usually. You're right, they didn't ever change their items.
Or maybe you have a more refined palate now.
That's true. Hanging out with him.
Here's what's really different about it to me. The lamb is delicious, it's awesome. The tahini is something that they getting used to for me because it is so thick, it's really salty. What do you think people in Lebanon like about the tahini? Because it's in many dishes.
I don't even know how to define the taste in terms of vocab. Like it's a very unique taste. I like it because it has a lot more flavor and also creaminess and moisture.
I respect the creaminess. It's like you can take it toasted.
Man, these niggas eating hot pack.
Some countries put in the garlic sauce, the white garlic sauce. Some countries, I believe Turkey, did nothing. You had to just dry mouth it. So what do you think? Who does the better shawarma between Lebanon and Turkey?
Do you want the biased answer or the normal answer?
Uh-oh. Are they not the same answer?
I'm going to be biased. I'm going to say Lebanon.
I want to talk a little bit about the economic crisis that took place here in Lebanon, and maybe it's still going on to this day. Earlier this video, when I was in Tripoli, I was with a woman who was explaining that the bread they're making, they used to charge around 70 cents for it, and now they charge less than 1 cent. He's making 5,000 pieces of bread a day. He's not crushing it. But this has really destroyed his business in a way, and who knows if it will go on to the next generation.
There's been horrible inflation, basically. I mean, $1 was 1,500 Lebanese pounds. Now it's more than 100,000 Lebanese pounds.
Whoa.
Yeah. So imagine the people still earning their salary in Lebanese pounds. Horrible, right? And all the jobs are affecting. My own father, like he can't access a lot of his money that he earned through decades.
It's my work center. It's like you work your whole life, you save, and then through no fault of your own, it's all taken away from you.
One great thing about Lebanese people is we're very adaptable.
Right.
You can put a Lebanese person anywhere, they'll make the best out of their situation. And even now, the country's still functioning, but there's like 4 hours on average of electricity a day. Sometimes it's hard to access water. You know, like basic things like that, you still find a way, and you don't complain, and you stay resilient. But sometimes if you want things to change in the long term, resilience is not enough.
Well, sometimes it would be nice for resilience not just to be a baseline requirement every day. Like, hey, how about this just works out? How about we get taken care of by our leadership? Has the leadership changed since then?
Some are still around, it's the same thing. All the people that are not happy with the status quo are trying to leave, or have either left the country, unfortunately. The sad reality, I think maybe 2/3 of my friends in Lebanon are not in Lebanon anymore. They always come back because they love their country so much, but it reached a point where it's almost unbearable to live sometimes, you know?
Rob?
Tony?
Big pleasure. Thank you.
Super nice to meet you, man.
Just a 1 hour drive will bring you nearly halfway across this narrow country. The mountainous landscape here is home to a completely different way of life than on the coast.
It's a good place for those who want to retire peacefully.
Where farmers make efficient use of their steep sloping land to create grazing pastures for their cattle.
Oh my God!
Yeah, we'll soon be feasting on.
We have the two organs that every man uses to make every decision in his life.
Most of the people, they don't have the first one.
Today, we're on a mission to embrace Lebanon's countryside lifestyle.
You don't take it like a shot?
I don't recommend. Don't do that.
I'm so sorry.
Included a full cattle canteen.
Is it common to eat the raw liver from the sheep?
No.
It all starts with the most important Lebanese meal of the day.
This looks very different from anything I've seen inside the city.
This is one of the things that you can distinguish the mountains from the
Here, breakfast begins with a unique ingredient common in mountainous regions, a lamb confit, known as a warm. A warm consists of bits of lamb meat, preserved in lamb fat, cured by being cooked in salt, then stored in a jar for many months.
Before, no electricity, no refrigerator, nothing. They was like this. Then you can keep this ready for 1 year, not spoil. Yes, they think like that. You don't have to trust, but they used to think this way.
In this traditional Lebanese dish, fresh lamb meat is cooked.
And so, how old is this one?
3 months or 4 months. Yeah. So you eat first after half an hour. It goes
And the hospital is close by here.
Then an entourage of eggs are added and cooked until the different ingredients melt into one delicious chunk of scrambled eggs. Finally, a Lebanese flatbread to marry it all together.
Okay, yeah. Well, thank you. And so I just grabbed some of this.
Yeah, right.
Wow. It's very unique because I've never had eggs that were gamey. It's an intense sheep taste mixed with fluffy eggs. I do like it. It's delicious. How often would you have a breakfast like this?
In the village, you can have it on a daily basis. In Beirut, you have to go to a restaurant, or it should be a kind of activity.
Khor Nayel is a tranquil mountainside village nearly 4,000 feet above sea level. People from all over the country come here to kick back during the summer. It's also home to our Bridge to Lebanon local producer, Faraz, who also lives with his father, Mr. Wajdi, or maybe his father lives with him. But let's not get lost in the details.
I want to ask a little bit more about Lebanon. I'm still very new here. It's just my second day. I think most people looking at this country might assume, since it's in the Middle East, that it's a Muslim country. But that's not the case. How does it break down here?
It is 50-50, Muslim and Christian. This is the only one country in the Middle East, the president, it is Christian, not Muslim.
Lebanon is the most religiously diverse country in the Middle East, officially recognizing 18 different religions within its parliamentary system.
The religion is not indicated. You have the freedom to believe in whatever you want. So you can find a Muslim girl wearing a hijab sitting next to another girl who doesn't wear a hijab. You can find a mosque or a church, and next to it you can find a park where people celebrate this nice life. That's actually one of the main things that makes Lebanon special in the Middle East. You're making me speak and you're eating a lot, but this is okay.
I know, that's what I do. We have a big day today. We're going to be slaughtering sheep. We're going to be cooking the entire sheep.
Soon, we'll be trying a meat-heavy traditional meal with offerings that are both delicious and others that are daring.
Do you eat the testicles?
But before that, we need to find a sheep. Here, the sheep and goats feed on natural grasslands, mostly operated by small farmers. Like Wally.
Yeah, this is your goat, right?
Yes, it is my goat.
I thought we were slaughtering a sheep. Why am I standing behind a goat?
Before I meet today's meat,
So you have to close the test,
I've been volunteered to help
and then you squeeze with the other finger.
Oh, okay. It's like a bell.
produce an ingredient essential to many Lebanese dishes.
Oh my god! Wow! It's real warm.
It is warm. It's 37 degrees.
How prevalent is goat milk in Lebanese cuisine?
It's very prevalent, especially in the mountain. You would be selling every drop of the milk.
So there's actually not enough goat milk.
There is not enough.
We need more goat milk.
Yes,
I think I'm good. So, do you think there's any more milk in here?
there is a lot more.
Can you say it's done?
We emptied it completely.
Can I try this?
Yeah.
It's a little bit warm, a bit goaty. Yeah, it's thick, creamy, fatty. I like it. What do folks here love so much about goat milk?
Medically, it is much healthier. It has better enzymatic content.
Well, you can also make it into a bunch of different stuff. What are these here?
So we start with the milk, pasteurized milk. Then this is drained goat milk, and we call it lamb. In this country, maybe 75% of the people, that's their daily morning breakfast.
Can we try the ledna?
Yeah, please do.
Piece of bread. Scoop up with the olive oil. The olive oil is so delicious and fresh. Such a nice counterpart to that thick cream. I thought it would taste goaty or gamey or goaty, but just a thick, creamy, delicious flavor.
This is Chef, your basic goat cheese, and it's the one that you can flavor with lots of different herbs.
It's really unique, very creamy, almost a neutral flavor, slightly sour, and it has a little, again, just a little bit of skin on the outside.
This is like maybe a month old. Typically it's 6 months, and then it adds more flavor to it.
We came here today to slaughter a sheep and see how that was prepared into several different dishes. Is it time for that?
Yeah.
So let's get to it.
The sheep is prepared the halal way, meaning the slaughter is executed by a Muslim, and the animal must have its blood drained. Once this task is complete, butchering can begin. Most every part of this sheep will be utilized. The meat, the intestines, the lungs, the testicles. They'll all be cooked up with varying degrees of heat. However, there are two particular body parts that Mr. Wadi insists I experience before any cooking begins. The raw liver and raw sheep fat.
Before coming to Lebanon, I was in Ethiopia, and in Ethiopia, I ate raw liver 3 times. My favorite thing about leaving Ethiopia was the thought that I don't have to eat raw liver again for a while. And here it is.
Turns out Lebanon is no stranger to raw meat.
You can start now.
Aside from raw liver and tail fat, there are a myriad of dishes that feature uncooked protein. Most notably, kibbeh naya, consisting of minced raw lamb or beef blended with spices.
We start with the fat.
And one piece of this,
Take the liver with salt and cinnamon.
and you make your hand like that.
We need more bread. All right, cheers.
Good.
Fun.
He want to spit that shit out.
So it's really gamey. There's a strong sheepy taste to it. The cinnamon didn't do much. The salt just makes it more intense. I thought it would give it some other flavor, but no, it just brought out the intensity even more. I think better to eat it bland. You want to get one? You're eating another. Okay, I'm gonna get one more. Alright, second bite was better. Maybe I'm coming around.
Like in Japan, sushi. Yeah, this is very, very sushi.
Lebanese sushi. So this is sheep. We saw a goat earlier. I got very close and intimate with the goat. I assume people eat beef here. I've seen chicken. I know the main types of protein available in Lebanon.
Yeah.
You know, there's other white meat though.
No, there is different. The Christian, sure, they are eating roast meat, but the Muslim
Not a big market there.
is haram. But forget the religion. If you see what the book eat, is eating the rubbish and these things.
The pigs eat trash.
Yeah.
But I'm guessing there are farmers out there who have like a no trash guarantee.
Oh, what you will do?
It's not mandatory. You don't have to feed the pigs trash. So we've eaten the liver, we've eaten the tail fat, but there are some other prized organs. Are you eating every organ from the sheep?
90% of it is very good.
Do you eat the testicles?
Yeah,
Healthy?
good.
Are the testicles cooked?
Yeah.
Perfect.
The testicle is sliced into bite-sized chunks, then cooked with garlic, salt, and pepper. When finished, add a lime juice blend on top, then get to work on your next bizarre meat offering. Sheep breasts are cooked with bay leaves, cinnamon sticks, nutmeg, and cumin.
On the table right now, we have the 2 organs that every man uses to make every decision in his life.
I agree.
Additionally, we have something we were missing while we were eating the raw liver.
In some areas of Lebanon, a meal is not complete without a glass of arak, the country's national drink, made from distilled grapevine.
You don't take it like a shot?
I don't think, man. Don't do like
I'm
this.
so sorry.
It's like to get drunk quickly.
Oh, isn't that the goal?
It's just to take it slowly so that you get drunk. So
We can stay drunk longer.
yeah, and especially don't spend it.
So if you don't smell it, you don't get drunk.
All generation recommendations. I'm not sure if this is true.
That's why I like to have you here as a fact checker. He says a lot of stuff when you're not around.
I know that.
I'm gonna hit it with the brain. It's creamy. It's just like a brain spread. And then some of this
Garlic and lemon.
smells really good. Wow. The sauce has a very strong flavor. It's actually much more citrusy than I expected. So it's oily, buttery, sour, and then garlicky too. So it's a very powerful flavor to go with the brain because the brain can be kind of livery. But when you mix it all together, it kind of balances out. This, I gotta say, those 2 testicles amounted to a lot of meat. It feels so far like everything in Lebanon is about the bread.
Like
Y'all folks eat that eat lamb. You don't know what you eat, bro. You eat the brain and the nuts and all that shit.
It's fatty, but not, so creamy like the brain. Not as bold a flavor.
But I'm sure you ate before something similar.
I've had every type of ball you can imagine. I've had in my mouth.
And it's good.
I'm really curious. The whole time since I've been here, the conversation of economic crisis comes up. It's like unavoidable.
The economic crisis in Lebanon has caused millions of people to struggle with buying even basic necessities.
How has it affected food prices for people?
For example, 1 kilogram of meat, it was $16. Now it is around $16. But before, for example,
Son, you don't count
salary
you up.
700, 800. Now my salary 100.
It's not necessarily that all the prices went up,
Good.
that all the salaries went down.
The value of the
Trying to get on camera.
Food inflation has increased over 11,000% since 2019, and Lebanon has just recorded the highest food price inflation in the world at a rate of 280% per year.
Money has no intrinsic value. It's paper that we all agree has value. And if the trust isn't there, the game doesn't work.
When it comes to the Lebanese pound, yes.
And can that trust ever come back?
No. He says no. I think they will. Of course, the quantity they are having or the type of food they are having is not similar to what they are used to before, but still everybody can manage in one way or another.
Our final course features some local barbecue and this, a dish made from the sheep's intestines. It's made with rice, minced meat, onions, chickpeas, and 7 spices. Then that mixture is stuffed inside the sheep's intestines before it's sewn shut. Boiled along with cinnamon and pepper. All that comes, Ross's wife Nancy and their kids prepare a second dish, a lamb meat and fat skewer. Grilled over hot coals for just a few minutes.
Ladies and gentlemen, this looks incredible.
It is incredible.
We have a lot here. We have the kebabs.
This is not kebab.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
This is meat.
Meat.
This is meat. So what would make it a kebab if it was mince?
Yeah, kebab we put spices.
It depends on where you go. In the USA, if it's on its pure, we say kebab. But then in some parts of the world, you say kebab and it means shawarma. And you come here and that's not a kebab. I've noticed on some of our plates we have this right here. This is a broth.
This is what we call it.
So like an intestinal stock.
Like oil.
Yeah, it's nice. Can we try some of these intestines?
Of course.
It's fascinating because you really feel the texture of the rice and the chickpeas inside with the broth that has a strong cinnamon flavor, no gamey flavor. It's not like our eggs this morning. When you sit down at home to have a more typical Chinese meal, what are some things that have to be on the table?
First, tabbouleh.
That was traditional inside. And almost created with the
Can I try some of the meat?
yeah.
Yes.
I'm going to try the meat alone to begin with. It looks fantastic. Very delicious. It has a great cheapy flavor. This one has more fat on it. I'm going to hit it with some of this hummus right here. The hummus is so good. It's rich, it's toasty, kind of roasted flavor, which is nice along with the olive oil. Oh my gosh. I drank the whole thing right actually. Yeah, I'm a big wine guy suddenly. Between yesterday and today, I've been hearing about people's different personal experiences with the economic crisis that took place here. You two have $1.
Yeah.
Do you see a
Open a Chime checking account in 2 minutes and we'll spot you up to $200. Install the Chime app today.
Hi, this is Jake at Operate.
maybe other future children in Lebanon?
When times are tough, it's understandable that those who can leave choose to do so. In the last 3 years, a whopping 10% of Lebanese have immigrated elsewhere, which means Lebanon is seeing its largest exodus yet.
Concerning my daughter, yeah, I see a future problem here in Lebanon because it's a country where people live like this. Our parents passed by an economic crisis, war, and grew up here. We have our own career and families, and so our children can live here.
It's up to her at the end of the day when she grow up, decide if her future is here or no. But as Nancy said, since a long time we have been able to produce talents, produce art. We achieved many, regardless of the political situation that was never good at any time. Right. So we would like her to be proud of her country and to make a career with it.
Lebanon, a country with 140 miles of coastline on the Mediterranean, has some of the most captivating seafood dishes in the world. This body of water, shared by 22 countries, is a vital provider of life.
The seafood is very popular in Lebanon, and there are too many kinds of fish.
Now, I'm on a mission to see how the Middle East treats snails.
I've had snails in Vietnam and in France, but this will be my first time having them anywhere else.
Sea urchins.
Look at this. These eggs are just bright and beautiful.
And one of the world's most venomous fish.
Have you ever been stabbed by one of these fish?
Yes, the finger was totally black.
It all starts early morning at the fish auction. The air carries a heady blend of pungent yet alluring seafood aroma. The ground swarms with hundreds of shoppers bargaining for the juiciest deals. At 5 a.m., you won't find this scene anywhere else other than Beirut's biggest fish auction.
Restaurants come here, traders come here, and normal people also come here to bring their food.
Meet Omar, my guide for the day. He's a seasoned television presenter and food show host, so he has all the qualifications to host my show, while I battle with my snooze button back at the hotel.
The fisherman brings the fish to a certain gentleman, raise a question, the auction here. He starts yelling and shouting about the price of the fish and the kinds of the fish. And the hundredmen gather around and they start giving a price as a traditional auction that happens everywhere in the world.
The Beirut Fish Market kicks off daily at 2 a.m. with over 5,000 tons of seafood from across Lebanon put on display.
This guy just bought 15 kilos for $3 of serving.
By 8 a.m., it's a clean sweep. Vendors tally up their fortunes, while shoppers head to their restaurants to start their day.
How was the market? Oh, the market was noisy, a little bad smell, a little bit of big bad smell, but the scene was beautiful.
I wish I could join you, but I had to do a thing.
Fully awakened and refreshed, I joined Omar for breakfast at a 30-year-old classic street side joint. Freddie, the owner and maestro of the kitchen, hooks us up with lionfish, snatched fresh from the auction.
Now, I've covered the lionfish before when we were in Jamaica. You know, they're an invasive species around that area in those waters.
They're very aggressive and they feed on young fish on the reef, and once they come off the reef, this basically
Is this also invasive in the Mediterranean? Yeah.
These tropical creatures have created a nightmare in the North Atlantic waters for half a century.
The national organization are always demanding and telling people eat this fish. But people didn't buy it at first. The fishermen were afraid, oh, it's creepy. Now it's better. And by the way, it's delicious. Are you going to try? Yeah, of course.
First, the chef cleans the fish and removes its spiky fins. Finally, a single poke from these venomous prongs is still enough to send you to the emergency room. So do be careful. Next, lightly coat the fish with flour, then throw them on the flat top. While the fish are seasoning away, the chef prepares a sauce made from coriander, red chili, a secret mix of spices, tomato paste, and soy sauce. Dilute the mixture with water and pour it on the steaming flat top.
Does it look like a Jamaican fish?
No, it looks a bit different, but it does look quite delicious. I like that they have kind of a crust on the outside, and then they put their own sauce on here. Oh my god, it's already steaming. There are a lot of bones and ribs that you have to be careful for, but if you can finesse your way around that, you'll be good.
And it's poisonous, you know that.
Not anymore, I hope.
No, not
Unless you added something to the recipe. Cheers.
Good. Yeah. Oh no, watch out. One of the things that people don't buy it a lot because of the bone. Here in London, people like the filet.
Of course, it's easier, way easier. But I gotta say, it is a very delicate, white, flaky fish. It has a nice flavor, a very clean flavor, and then it really is kind of a canvas to put whatever seasonings you want on there. And the spices you put on there are delicious. A little sour, salty, a little bit of spice, and I love it because the fish tastes familiar, but the way it's been prepared feels very Lebanese.
Yeah.
I'm curious, from all over Lebanon, how prevalent is seafood in Lebanese cuisine?
Seafood is very popular in Lebanon. There are too many kinds of fish.
Lebanon's fishing industry has long been pivotal to the nation's economy, culture, and food security.
The Lebanese, they organize their week. A day for chicken, a day for meat, and a day for fish. But here, there is a problem in the Lebanese sea.
The fish are getting a lot of lower, and until they are gone.
On a mission to uncover Lebanon's most distinct seafood dishes,
This is the best dish I've had so far in Lebanon.
and to learn more about what may be the end of seafood in this country,
So what does the future hold for people like you who are independent fishermen?
we head to Batroun, a coastal haven. Here, we rendezvous with one of Lebanon's oldest fishermen.
Ahoy!
Oh, meet the best fisherman in town, Tufik.
Is this his usual uniform?
Yeah, I asked him before, try to wear a shirt or something for the mic. He told me no, this is my passport.
At 78 years of age, he's still going out fishing twice a day, once before dawn and once after dusk.
This morning, you went out fishing. Was today a good day?
It's not a very good amount, but thanks, love.
It's not great, but he's grateful.
Yeah.
See the revealer?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. That's pretty good. I see some things that are familiar. Can you pick up one of these big ones?
What
else you got there, sir? Oh, so that is what we ate already. That is the lionfish. Have you ever been stabbed by one of these fish?
Yes, it's been here once, two times. We had an infection.
Oh my god, all this infection talk is making me really hungry.
Tufik is a steady supplier for the Beirut Fish Market and many restaurants in Beirut. Yet his primary income flows from a family restaurant just a few steps away from this dock. Here, the kitchen boss, Tufik's wife, May, will treat us to some of Lebanon's seafood wonders. While she's preparing the feast, Tufik introduces me to a strange snack, a a type of seaweed that doesn't live in the sea.
Okay, you pick some of these eating.
Yeah.
So can we pick some of
Yeah, of course.
First of all, I don't see we had to be in the sea. It can just be someone near the sea.
Yeah.
That counts.
Yeah.
You know the name of it?
حشيش في البحر هو like حشيش.
Yeah, like hashish. Wait.
Alright, let me try.
But this won't get you high, right?
No. No.
It tastes a little bit like celery.
It tastes like the sea, the salt of the sea.
Really?
Yeah. He was telling me it's very healthy and it's 3 times better than caviar for the sexual issues.
I gotta slip this into my wife's smoothie in the morning.
You're rocking that good.
Well, it's just when she looks at me, she loses interest. I don't know what to do about that. So it seems you lived your whole life on the coast. When did you get into fishing?
When he was 12, he stopped school and he kept on fishing. From 1955, he's in the waters.
That's a long life of fishing. What made you want to start the restaurant?
The pollution.
The Mediterranean Sea is one of the most affected zones by marine plastic pollution in the world, leading to annual losses of 700 million in recent years. As a result, hundreds of fishermen in Batroun have given up their ancestral fishing traditions in search of more reliable sources of income.
Captain, this is your son, yes?
Yeah.
You didn't inherit your father's shirtlessness. You like shirts more?
No. I have to
as well to protect the audience. Let's talk about what's on the table right now. So we saw this already. This is the plant from the coral rock, but this has been pickled, right?
Yes.
Can we try it out?
Yeah, of course.
He's like, oh, please try. He's like, I don't care. It's still very firm, slightly sour, but it still maintains a lot of the original taste to it. It doesn't taste overly pickled.
Because it's new since they did it like 2 months ago.
That's very nice. Now, we have 2 seafood dishes on the table. Let's talk about this one first.
The kidney.
Kibbeh is often described as Middle Eastern meatloaf. Instead of the typical beef or lamb, our kibbeh is made with fresh tuna, caught by toothpick just hours ago. So I guess this will be like a fish loaf. First, our chef has it cubed and finely ground. Onion, orange peel, cinnamon, a secret spice mix, coriander, and sea salt. Whirl in a chopping frenzy. This flavor-packed mixture is hand-kneaded with ground tuna and cracked wheat. Our chef shapes the artful orbs and sneaks some minced onion in the middle. Finally, she throws the balls into a frying pan and lets them tan inside
Oh, that shit look like that shit good as hell.
Do we start with eating or do we start with drinking? Because I see everybody eyeballing the alcohol.
We start with drinking.
Arak, traditionally made of grapes and aniseed, is hailed as the national drink of Lebanon, though it's not for everyone. And sneak some minced onion in the middle. Finally, she throws the balls into a frying pan and lets them tan inside a pool of boiling oil.
Like I said, Hennessy. That's wine, that shit.
Do we start with eating or do we start with drinking? Because I see everybody eyeballing the alcohol.
We start with drinking.
Arak, traditionally made of grapes and aniseed, is hailed as the national drink of Lebanon, though it's not for everyone.
He ain't make sense, ain't he?
Goes down smooth. It's like black licorice and super sweet. Somebody told me previously if you smell it while you drink it, you get more drunk.
That's why we use the small glasses.
Your nose is over here. Wow, it's more moist than it looks when you pick it up.
Yeah, you can even look like that.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's really impressive. So it's like a Scotch egg, except for the eggs have been replaced with a bunch of seasoned onions and some nuts in there too.
So you like it, huh?
I really like it.
You can also put some lemon on it.
Oh man, very nice with the lemon. It cuts through any heaviness in there and just delicious flavors. I'm really blown away. It's not something you can pop in the microwave. It really takes some time, effort, and some skill. Who's the one making this? I like how you pointed yourself and that you said your mother. So is the operation like he's catching the fish and Mom is cooking the fish?
That's right.
Are you also catching seafood for the restaurant?
Yes.
I did see you had black sea urchin this morning. Is that popular?
Yeah. Would you like to taste now?
Sure. Oh, okay. So we have a couple of sea urchins being brought here. Look at this. These eggs are just bright and beautiful. That is really fresh and really big. I don't know if it gets much bigger than that. This is probably one of the most beautiful sea urchins I've ever seen. Cheers. Really nice. It's creamy, it's buttery, it's a little bit briny. It's a very nice flavor, incredible. Alas, we have this one right here. This is Taji or Tajin in Lebanese. Excellent.
The star of a tagine dish is the sauce. Lebanon savory, tahini sauce, and lime juice come together in a bowl. Add some water and sea salt, then stir continuously until it forms a silky smooth white sauce. While Tufik is busy with the sauce, his son takes over the fish of the day, the spine cook. After cleaning and gutting, Yusuf gets the fish crispy with his old school deep fry. Then the father-son duo joins forces in shredding the fish. Tufik smothers the meat with his white sauce and pine nuts before sending it to the table.
So just scoop it out, yes?
Okay, now it look good.
Oh, I love it. I genuinely like it. It's very creamy. The fish has some nice bite to it, savory flavors. And then when you get to the nuts, these nuts have a great crunch. It's really outstanding. And what I love about it is it's such a different take on seafood. And so I know it's going to eat this and think, oh, that's similar to Vietnam or Jamaica. No, this is Lebanese. You like it? Yeah, I would say this is like tahini light. It's not so intense like the shawarma. I can still taste the fish. It tastes very balanced. Even it tastes like maybe there's some citrus or lemon inside. Is there a lemon? No. On the show, I put the title food expert, but I didn't make that up. If it's your show, you can put whatever title you want. You can put like scientist. It doesn't matter. I do have a few more questions. You know, you're talking about when he was younger, it was easier. There's more fish out there. Now there's more difficulty. Meanwhile, you're younger, but in the same trade, essentially, in the same career, going out there into the water.
We'll get a taste of some slimy Mediterranean. Cashew nuts and almonds are roasted in two separate iron skillets. Letting the fire do its job, Maggie shifts her attention to a salsa-like sauce that starts with olive oil, garlic, and jalapeno. Soon, diced onion, tomato, and green pepper join the vibrant pot. Olive powder and salt finish the flavor profile. Maggie shreds the fish meat and removes all the bones. Then she plates it with roasted nuts and fresh lemon. Now, the feast is complete.
Alright, so she's scooping the Lebanese salsa on top of the fish. Oh my god, it looks absolutely stunning. I love it. Oh no. Here. Oh, it's clean. Here's there's no one. It's rich, it's oily, it's spicy, it's fresh. With the cashew nuts and with the almond also, they give it that, yeah, wonderful roasted, toasted texture. This is the best dish I've had so far in Lebanon. Oh, okay. You know, I've had Middle Eastern food, but never anything like this. And I know the Middle East is a big place. A lot of different people and cultures are represented here, but this is 10 out of 10. Hold on, I found a bone. Maggie, come on. 9.5. This is a small explosive. I like casual explosive jokes in the Middle East. That's fun. How long has this restaurant been here? 1995, she opened this place and she started fetching for the best fish that she can find or she can buy. And she had lots of relations with fishermen. And so I'm sure you've seen this place change a lot. Now it feels maybe like a miniature Mykonos. Mykonos. That's where I'm speaking to from. I enjoy Beirut, but it has a different, more like pushy nature to it. People are in a rush. It's a big city, but here it's much more laid back. People are very sweet and thoughtful. And it's somewhere completely different than I've ever been before. But the bigger question is this: how have you seen this place change and develop since 38 years ago? The Bathoum is a very nice city. It looks like a village, and at the same time, it's a city. It keeps its authentic look through the years. She hopes that everything stays somehow the same because she loves it as it is. Is there a big danger or concern of things changing as the years go on? She's afraid from the people that are coming to Bathoum, maybe tourism and so many restaurants, to change the personality of Bathoum and the people here, the rocks and all these buildings and everything around. She's not afraid of losing them, but she's afraid of losing the people, and she loves the people mainly. Do you plan to stay here for the rest of your life? She lived here and
if God says let's die, she will die.
You think God can let me live here?
أكيد لأنك شخص
Of course, God will let you stay here because you're very similar to us with your sweet heart and your sweet actions.
Oh my God. That's
Yeah, welcome to the school.
You're such a farmer.
أهلا وسهلا.
Welcome to the club.
Now, all visit three accomplished chefs who will bring in unique Lebanese cuisine to the limelight.
We do also eat meat. Even in some other countries, they are surprised with that.
For rare meat delicacies in the middle of the mountains.
I don't think I've ever been overwhelmed by food before. There's so much around me right now.
All of these are appetizers.
A fast-rising culinary TikToker with over 23 million followers who skin a roast up an entire sheep head and other sheep appendages.
It looks like some kind of a mutant sheep with 6 legs.
Or that. Let's visit an unusual chef making an unusual dish.
Kibenaya. This is made with raw meat. I thought I was done with raw meat. I just had raw liver the other day. Oh, you know what? It tastes like granola bars. Just kidding. It doesn't. This is raw, like a raw sheep. Right. You gotta get them when they go. Super tender.
We have a raw meat with the meat and spices, like pepper, salt, and then we start mincing them. And you can use what you are seeing here. It's called zirin kibbe.
Catering chef Sam is a Kibenaya legend.
Oh,
It's a minimum of 22 pounds. It's worth mentioning
Ain't
that
that
the
right?
national stone mortar and pestle she utilizes weighs an impressive 100.
Whenever a guy wants to propose for a girl, he goes to the family of the girl. They will ask him to carry zirin kibbe just to check that he's strong enough and he will be able to protect her later on. Oh, she's challenging you.
It's like pulling the sword out of the stone. Okay, I'm gonna need help. I think I have internal bleeding.
Once she's happy with the consistency, Sama throws in a handful of cracked wheat, salt, and olive oil. She thoroughly kneads the mixture, then shapes it into bite-sized portions. The dish is brought to life with vibrant meat leaves, spring onions, cucumber, and tomatoes.
You just go for it? You just grab a piece?
Mm-hmm.
You feel the oil starting to pour out of it. It's gooey. It definitely feels like raw meat. Are you gonna try it? Yeah, you can. That's the only way I know it's not. Warm, maybe from sitting in the sun. It tastes good. I think the most unusual part would just be the texture. Sticky, gooey. There's olive oil, but there's also the fat from the lamb in there too. If you're eating this, are you usually eating this alone, or are there going to be many other dishes on the table?
Many other. Here in Lebanon, maybe you get full before having the main course, just from meze. And kibbe is one of them. Meze is something you start with before having the main course. Like small bites, but they are not small. And the portions are not small, and the quantity is not small.
With the steady guidance of local food blogger Hiba, I'm diving headfirst into Lebanon's most important food custom, the making and sharing of mezza. Dozens of smaller dishes amounting to one big feast.
I cannot believe people would eat like this and then eat a main course.
First on the menu,
This is halloumi cheese with olive oil, cherry tomato, and salt.
halloumi cheese, born in Cyprus and traditionally crafted from sheep's or goat's milk, made its way into the Middle East faster than the Ottomans. The defining characteristics of the halloumi cheese are that it's very dense,
Yeah,
very
cool,
salty,
man.
and then when you put it on a flat top or when you heat it up, something magic.
Good boy.
Good
boy, baby. Good boy, baby. Look at that, y'all. Good boy, baby. Good boy, baby. Good boy, baby. Good boy, baby. My baby do the spin moves. My baby did the spin moves. Y'all miss that shit.
Oh, thank you.
It's like Wisconsin cheeseburger. So
No, look at him. Look at him. He did a spin move.
cheese is squeaking on my
Spin
fingers.
move. Spin move. My baby. Spin move. My baby. Spin move.
Spin move. You might show behind one of this best mezza destination.
Yeah, my baby. Yeah, my baby.
Do you offer?
I'll be back.
Now, Hiba and I are sitting down to what may be everything on the menu.
I don't think I've ever been overwhelmed by food before. There's so much around me right now.
All of these are appetizers.
I'm definitely appetized. Can we start with this?
Yes, this is tabbouleh.
Tabbouleh kicks off the flurry of parsley, tomato, and onion chopping.
So my understanding is that there are both cold and hot mezza, right?
Yes.
Does it matter what order you eat them in? Are you supposed to have the cold first or the hot first?
I think the bellish building, like the cold, and then you have the hot.
Cold mezza preparation is more straightforward straightforward than its hot counterpart, requiring only a quick combination of ingredients. Here, freshly chopped veggies, salt, sumac, cracked wheat, and olive oil come together to form the tabbouleh.
Parsley is not on my top 5 favorite herbs.
Here it's different. The flavors were mixed together. This is the secret of a good tabbouleh.
Perfect. Very fresh. I love this combination of lemon and olive oil that I'm seeing all over the place here in Lebanon. I think that really elevates this to the next level. But parsley, it's kind of a tough blend. Because when you're eating it, it has some kind of chew to it. It tastes like
dry, a little bit dry.
For my second foray into cold mezza, curdled yogurt is rolled into a tennis ball and dried under the sun for a week until it becomes something they call Lebanese blue cheese.
This is a cheese I've never seen before. It's coated in green. Is that pistachio?
No, it should be thyme.
You can enjoy it like this or elevate it by shredding and mixing it with parsley, onion, and tomato.
You can eat it like that, or even you can eat it in bread.
Flatbread is a staple in the Lebanese diet, accompanying nearly every meal.
Strong flavors, very aromatic, creamy cheese, crunchy onions, really quite a blend of flavors. But if you're just at a dinner table and there's no bread, you just feel naked.
Not really.
No?
We love eating bread almost with everything, but in general, if there is no bread, it's fine.
Really?
You have here leaves, you can eat them without bread. Our salads without bread. Here in Bay, where you can eat it without bread. So many places.
Akiva has spent over 4 years globetrotting to 25 countries, showcasing top-notch global and Lebanese destinations.
Basically, I'm a pharmacist, but I love food and I love discovering new places, restaurants. It used to be a hobby, and then I quit my job. I find out that this is my real passion. So I started on social media. I've done my group on Facebook and then Instagram to TikTok, and I became Where to Go by Hiba.
So as a local food expert, we've tried 2 dishes here. What do you think so far?
For me, I cannot tell. It's my daily routine here.
But they're meeting the standard at least?
Yeah, sure.
Well, maybe this next dish is what will set it apart.
This is mine, like a kind of small sausages, and they are stuffed in sheep casing.
This sausage master blends minced mutton, salt, pepper, a confidential blend of 18 spices, and a touch of wine.
2 bottles of wine.
Then he loads the mixture into a sausage stuffing machine. This hot mezza is one of Rita's best sellers.
Yes, it's actually for her son, so he wanted to open a business, and he decided to do this restaurant. Then she found out that he doesn't know how to cook, so she decided to start cooking.
It's like when you buy your kid a dog and they're like, I promise I'll take care of it, I'll do everything, and then mom has to take care of everything. And she's like, I'll get you a restaurant, and then it turns out it's really hard to run a restaurant.
Our sausages sizzle in olive oil and glisten with pomegranate molasses before our chef tosses in cute potatoes.
And you know you don't want none of that. Bad.
Yeah, sausages, but they look much, much better.
He know he don't want none of that, y'all.
Wow, pomegranate is fascinating because I've seen it used when I was in Iran. It was used quite extensively there. It's a very unique flavor because it's a little bit sweet and a little bit tart. And even the sausage itself, the casing is wonderful. It's fatty and your teeth can kind of break through that, but the insides are kind of coarse. And a little bit of the sour taste in there too.
While we're still under the enchanting spell of this pomegranate molasses,
This is heart and liver chicken, done also with pomegranate molasses.
chicken heart and liver dance in a sizzling pan until they form a brown crust. Then they're pan-fried with pomegranate molasses, garlic, chicken stock, dried coriander, and salt.
So what I really like about these livers is how they're cooked. I mean, just the fact that they're cooked. Because I see that there's raw liver on the table. Now that's tempting. That pomegranate is like a sticky glaze, and it's slightly sour, slightly tart,
And a little bit sweet.
which is very unique because usually I would just have something like garlic, oil, and chicken liver. And so this is bringing the liver to a whole
This
new
one you
dimension.
can eat it with garlic.
It's allowed. It's not haram.
The mezza experience
No
is
problem.
a social gathering at heart. It provides a platform for bonding with those with whom you share a table.
I cannot believe people would eat like this and then eat a main course. Is the main course usually small?
No, not really, because we have mixed grills. So you have tahu, you have chicken, meat, kafta, kebab, whatsoever.
Soon, I'll round out my day with the main course in the form of a sheep head prepared by a global culinary icon.
We have this big, beautiful sheep head. If you put it on TikTok, how many views are we looking at?
But before that, the national dish of Lebanon.
It's kimbe, like the one you ate in the morning, but here it's fried and stuffed inside, and you eat it with hummus.
Wow, this is incredible. It's meat filled with meat. I had the fish version of this yesterday, but it was full of onions.
We can do it with pumpkin also. When you are fasting for Easter, you cannot eat meat.
Oh, so you're Christian.
I'm Muslim, but I've been raised in a Christian school and university, and I have so many friends from other religions.
Lebanon, home to three major faiths, Islam, Christianity, and Druze, is known for its unique and diverse religious landscape.
As far as I know, as an outsider, the Middle East can be a very complicated place. So I'm curious, in Lebanon, for Muslim women, how is the culture here different from other surrounding Middle Eastern countries?
Here in Lebanon, you don't have to do anything if you don't want to. I'm a Muslim girl and I'm free to do whatever I want, to wear whatever I want. So we don't really care who you are or what you do or your religion, as much as we care that you are a good, a nice, a decent, respectful person.
For today's main course, I'm headed to a small village in Becca where I'll dine in a kitchen that's been viewed online over 250 million times. Beer. Meet TikTok sensation Abir. In just a few years, she's amassed an audience of over 20 million.
I love cooking from when I was young, 8, 9 years old. But my mom doesn't want me to go into the kitchen and cook. But I wanted so bad, so I started learning alone. Yeah, somehow.
Soon after the pandemic broke out and the world went into lockdown, Abir's TikTok channel took off and quickly soared to unprecedented success. The audience is drawn to her unique take on cooking videos, blending music video elements with beautiful backdrops and mouth-watering foods.
Today, you're going to be cooking up something pretty epic for us. Can you tell me what the meat that we're using?
Abir's food prep started last night with a sheep head and legs left to marinate in olive oil, salt, pepper, paprika, and a secret mix of spices.
Is there anything special about the sheep head?
It looks nice over the dish.
Oh, you like how it looks?
Yeah.
Do you feel more close to the sheep?
She wraps the protein in foil and places it in the barrel roasting device that she created. Avoiding the traditional but labor-intensive method of roasting lined with head and legs roast in the barrel, Abir begins assembling the next part of her dish.
First, we'll take the great beef, we boil it for 5 minutes, and then the rice mixture for the filling, made out of fried tomatoes, parsley, onions, and some seasoning. We cover it this way from one side and from the other side, and we roll it. It doesn't have to be so tight because when the rice is cooked, it needs much big. And now
I be rolling 5 of them up for like blunt.
Great leaves. Just be sure nothing will get stuck in the bottom and on the side. Then we'll go with the parsley stems. Now I'll go with the vegetables. We'll go first with the potatoes because it takes more time to cook.
What's she fine?
We'll go now with the grapes.
Not only she fine, she know how to cook.
And tomatoes. Now we'll go with the sauce. This sauce is made of water, tomato paste, seasoning, olive oil, and
how she fine?
take like 2 hours over the stove, and the water will be boiling. So for the leaves not to open and the rice goes out, we place the heavy things to keep them in the same way.
With some spare time before the food,
Oh, yeah, you fine, Mom.
takes me to a dish unique to her hometown.
This dish is called fingo. This dish used to be prepared by poor families because they can't afford meat.
Cracked wheat rolled into small balls and mixed with a yogurt sauce create this hearty bowl.
That shit look good as hell.
Oh, wow. So the flavor is just pure yogurt, and then these little balls have a wonderful texture. They're very dense and kind of doughy.
Yeah, we boil them for 5-6 minutes, then let them cool down, then we add the yogurt with the salt.
Oh, them motherfuckers like me. We can't afford meat.
Meals in Lebanon revolve around.
That shit look good, boy.
You don't feel like anything's missing. It's very hearty. It's very robust. The texture is really. So we're in your.
I'm stoned. I'm high. I eat that shit.
Your average day. Like,
what about you, Tupac?
They like in my videos.
You eat that. Come here, buddy. You eat that thing. 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 You eat that thing, boy. You eat that thing, boy. Tupac, you eat that thing. Let me know, bro. You eat that thing. You eat that thing. You eat that thing.
Then we stay up late at
You
the
can't
night
smoke.
to prepare a nice idea for the second day.
You eat that thing away.
And the person is Ali, the editor is Ali, the producer is Ali, the chef is Ali. Yeah, I do it a lot. I think that we must show nice things, much more than just a dish or a meat. I think that's why I succeeded in it, because I love doing it.
Did you imagine?
I was a little bit of me, huh?
Weirdo with that. And talking to you.
I appreciate it back
I
up.
had a dream for face. I wanted to know what she's that much. I love her.
And have you succeeded in doing that?
Yeah, I do.
Having achieved so much at a young age, Abir's future is wide open with infinite possibilities.
I haven't come so far at such a young age. What do you do that?
porch is ready.
And now, flip the pot.
And the deer may need a helping hand.
It's legitimately amazing. It's like 25.
Flip that bit.
The juice not come out.
You
Flip it.
have to flip it.
Flip it.
Flip my
Flip that bit.
There you go.
I'm worried if you're not sure.
Come on, then.
Yeah, I can do it. I did it before.
You want to try? She doesn't
Yeah,
know
he's
this.
scared. He's scared. He's scared. He's scared. He gonna fuck it up.
1,
So,
2, 3.
ah, she did that shit.
Ready?
Yes.
1, 2.
Come on, baby.
3,
Wait.
4.
3.
Whoa, that shit look good, girl.
It's like pineapple upside down cake.
She's
I have
fine.
records for things that are cooked upside down.
She is fire.
All it needs now is the meat on top. Is that right?
Now let's go get that goat. Let's go get that goat.
Careful. Legal cake the meal star from expiry February.
Goat head.
A throne of great meat.
The neck and everything. Oh, the eggs.
The majestic sound of sheep's head is adorned with toasted almond, awaiting its grand
I love
dining table.
Bro, I love mamas, bro. I love mamas. They said the right motherfucker. Almonds. 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 Oh, you know I love my almonds.
Don't have to at all. Just pure softness.
We gonna give me some right now, like you
You take from here.
Pop this like Percocets. On the line. What wrong with you, Tupac? Come here. Come here.
I've never had a flavor like that before. So this is pretty new to me, the grape leaf. And there's so many different foods here wrapped in the grape leaf. It tastes like a
What's wrong with you, baby?
pomegranate.
What's wrong with you, Tupac?
Lime in there, so it comes like
Oh.
pizza.
Yeah, it's a great blend of something heavy and something
So
more
now,
fresh,
Tupac.
refreshing. I think this is my favorite food so far.
Nah, man.
Really?
It's been a really good day.
Everything cooked in home is better.
I agree completely. For you, cooking food like this is what put you on the map. From the time that you started until now, does it feel different? Was it more fun in the beginning?
Yes, I was from the beginning because at the beginning I didn't have a circle of people that want something from you, and this comes tiring because at the beginning you have a lot of ideas, but when you reach highest level, you feel like no more ideas. I'm tired. This is exhausting. You need always to update and
Get that thing, Tupac. Get
come
that
out
thing. Get
with
that thing.
better
Get that thing.
words,
Get that thing. Good like baby. Good like baby.
In videos, I rarely or maybe never see you actually
Great, baby.
cook food.
Yeah, I love to show the process
Great,
more
baby.
than the results.
Fortunately, people are going to see you enjoy your own food for the first time now.
What was that?
With this
What was that?
Potatoes over there.
Who is it?
And with the potato water.
Who? Who is it?
Look
Tupac
at
crazy.
the plate, ready?
Okay, yeah. Oh, wow. It's like it's
I love my Tupac.
It never stops.
Damn, you put the whole mouth on the
This is the top.
It's still steamy inside. That looks awesome. That's good. Oh my god.
It is good.
It's fatty, and all the seasoning you rub this down with is soaked into the
Let me do that fine ass lady made all that. What?
animal heads. They have so many different parts. Right there, that's the roof of the mouth, which is really creepy if you think about it. Because if you like use your tongue right now and touch the roof of your mouth, you're like, oh, that's what that is right here.
Yeah.
Okay, so don't do that. But it's not just that, it's like cheeks here too. That's some of it.
Why you playing in the food? They can eat that shit.
Textures with different ratios of fat and protein. Right here, it has that gnarly cheek texture inside where you can see these little bumps.
Okay.
You don't usually eat that, do you? It's really good. Oh, God.
Oh, this is good.
It's good, right? It's really one of the most coveted parts of the cheek head. There's this muscle they use for all that chewing.
It's really good.
So you've come so far at such
So she cook that shit, don't even eat all that shit like.
For you, having come so far at such a young age, what do you want to do next? Because the goal initially was just make good videos, make food videos, have a lot of people see them, become famous. Okay, check, done. Now what?
She fine as hell.
I wanted to spread good vibes in another way other than just doing videos. The main thing of what I'm doing.
That girl going someplace.
Everything in my life is just to spread good vibes, make people feel better, see good food, and food is a thing that can make everyone happy.
Well, are you happy with what you're doing right now?
Absolutely.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. I feel sorry for the motherfuckers who they got that famous Instagram and ain't got the utensils and shit to get that bit verified.
you took that time during Corona, during COVID, during lockdown, when people were stuck, and you used
Motherfucker take advantage of people, bro.
this huge machine that
Real motherfucker take advantage of people. What's your sign?
Well done. It's a fantastic story, and I wish you all the luck in the future.
Thank you.
I do. I wish you the luck out in the future too, girl.
Okay, great.
Keep cooking them motherfucking goats.
You can't talk about Lebanon without talking about Syria.
Syria!
Lebanon is a country of only about 5.5 million, but of that population, a staggering 1.5 to 2 million are Syrian migrant workers or refugees. Every year, the increasing
Listen, you don't want to fuck with no Syrian nigga.
strain on a country that's already battling rapid inflation. But in the camp, men, women, and children face their own ongoing challenges. Now, I'm on a mission to live a day in their shoes. I want to understand life in the camp.
How do people get money here?
I want to see how they live.
I can see that people have structures, they have homes, they have cell phones,
and what they eat.
It smells amazing.
So what do Syrian refugees start their day with?
Then I was trying to say, man, that's crazy. The motherfucker went from having stone structures as houses, and now they stay in that tents and huts and shit.
This is gonna be
Smoking cigarettes, got cell phones, shit.
I know off the bat, we could have brought food here, we could have brought cattle here, we could have brought a cow or a goat, but approaching food in this episode is a lot more difficult, and I think we need to be a little bit more sensitive. Firstly, there are over 600 people in this refugee camp.
Oh, it's a refugee camp.
For some people, is not a good idea, because that automatically creates a huge disparity in a place. Firstly, there are over 600 people in this refugee camp. Bringing a bunch of food for some people is not a good idea, because that automatically creates a huge disparity in a place where people already don't have much. Life here is unlike anywhere else on Earth, and we're about to see what it's like next.
Just like anywhere else in the world, it all starts with breakfast. You may be no stranger to what happens once flour and water meet. But here, in the heart of the Syrian refugee camp, bread isn't just sustenance. It's a lifeline, an echo of home and all they've had to leave behind. The most cherished treasures are carried here for their recipe. When you come in,
Hey, bro, when you starving, bread is the lifeline. Y'all bullshit. When you ain't got nothing else to eat, nigga, bread is the lifeline, nigga. Bread, give me some bread and some sauce, nigga, I'm good. I promise you, some bread and some sauce. Just some bread and some marinades, nigga, I'm good. Nigga, some sauce, some fruit sauce, hot sauce, chili sauce, it don't matter what kind of sauce. Hey, man. Could be the grease from the motherfucking chicken. Give me some bread. Say it, bro, I'll be alright. I will be alright. Straight bottom of the pan, motherfucker.
Today's mission is none other than my fellow explorer, Ron. And right now, we're in the shelter of the Musa.
I understand your doctor's warning. It's very strong. Actually incoming. I'm feeling high. You want to try some of the bread? Sure.
Yeah, I break it.
The bread is good.
I done dipped it in that little drinking game that you had. I done dipped the bread in it.
So usually they say they eat this with okra, and they add the okra.
Look, they got okra.
And then they just, but here, because of the economical situation,
dip it in the salt.
The okra. She said, let's go and kill a sheep and have that with it. That's all. Is there any livestock?
I'm trying to show y'all this shit they eat.
For the livestock, they're not here, and they have to depend on what's outside of the camp.
Life of a refugee is undeniably challenging.
I'm trying to show y'all what they eat.
Tarp, canvas, or whatever materials are available come together to create a shelter that offers minimal protection from harsh weather. When it comes to electricity, it comes and goes, but never lasts more than 4 hours per day. As far as clean water and sanitation go, it's best not to ask. They didn't choose this life, but still, it's better than home.
She lived in a city called Deir Zor. It's on the Euphrates River, and ISIS came and took over the city.
God damn! My ISIS left their ass. Look at that shit. God damn!
Whoever they saw.
I see why they be like ta 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 ta.
2011.
Shit.
It brought widespread violence, including bombings and shootings.
Oh, Jesus Christ. No wonder they stay in refugee camps, man.
Living conditions for civilians.
It's crazy. Folks ain't got shit.
What year did you first come here to Lebanon?
She came in 2017 and she came in 2014. It's been almost 10 years.
Oh my gosh, that's a long time. As we begin today, I'm curious to learn how this place works. I kind of want to understand and be able to show people the day-to-day life, what it's like for folks here. Could you talk about a day in your life in this camp and what that's like?
So they came to work in the fields. She gave some examples of what they plant here: potatoes,
okra,
etc. And then after 3 p.m., they come back here. They cook, they eat, they sleep.
Is that the same every day, 7 days a week?
So they're really vegetarian. They eat a lot of bread, get full.
She said they can't go out of the camp to work or to buy things, but the Lebanese government won't let them live elsewhere. And that's why camps are created.
Amidst the challenging living conditions, a system does exist. The UN plays a pivotal role in providing assistance, though often just enough for survival.
They get every month 2.5 million Lebanese pounds for 8 people.
It would be very difficult to work with that.
There are healthcare services. There are schools for kids.
$25 a month.
Most of the men obviously work. The women sometimes have to work as well. And every kid that is above 12 goes and works as well.
And of course, there are also
every kid above 12 got to go to work.
The sole place where essential goods and food are sourced.
They ain't got shit in there. Bologna in the can. Oh my God.
Mr. Hassan, father and family.
I see why America over there helping them folks. Them folks got bologna in the can, bro.
He doesn't come.
Can I ask, how do you ration out your money to make sure you have enough food for the whole week, for the whole month?
He gets around 16 million Lebanese pounds per month.
That's 160
every month is spent on just flour to be able to make the bread.
That's $160 American money.
And
a month.
The most expensive, she eats meat once a month.
What are the most coveted items in here? What is it that people want the most?
They said most people here, they buy greens, so all types of vegetables. And the kids, they like all that sweet chips and stuff like that.
In a heartwarming gesture, I've been invited to join his family for a meal. While I'm not able to buy food, I chose to express my appreciation for financial donation to each family we visit today. And so far, it seems his contribution has been put to good use. At the helm of the kitchen is Hassan's wife, Miss Bayesh. Today, she'll whip up this lamb meat into a Syrian classic, machi mofu. Both dishes are found.
Man, that lady probably ain't had meat in so damn long. How that shit look, bro?
If you're not from Syria, the answer is probably no. The cabbage leaves and spreading them out creates the perfect canvas for the flavorful filling that comes next. Finely chopped
Cheers. Cheers.
Wow. It's also not cooked. I love the rice, the noodle. It's very lammy in a way that I enjoy, and then just tons of spices. It's very savory and almost buttery.
So he said it's ghee that they use.
You definitely taste it. They put a lot in there, and it's includes. Are there any foods from Syria that are impossible to replicate?
So they basically said you can make three dishes in Lebanon.
For you, as someone who's Lebanese who grew up in Beirut, is this something you've ever tried before?
Yeah, I've had this multiple times. I rarely found it in restaurants, so it's mostly back home. This is stuffed cabbage. We call it malfouf mahshi. You just have 15 minutes to eat it. After 15 minutes, it doesn't hold together anymore. So you gotta eat it very fresh.
That reminds me of a great leaf.
After 15-minute what?
This mixture on the inside, right? Beirut, is this something you've ever tried before?
Yeah, I've had this multiple times. I rarely found it in restaurants, so it's mostly back home. This is stuffed cabbage. We call it malfouf mahshi. You just have 15 minutes to eat it. After 15 minutes, it doesn't hold together anymore. So you gotta eat it very fresh.
That reminds me of a great
Oh, it don't hold together.
And this mixture on the inside, all right? I'm gonna cut it. See it in my hand? Look really hot.
I ate that shit in my hand too, nigga.
Oh my god. It's a delicious thin cabbage wrapper, and it just holds in this tasty, very seasoned mixture. Oh man, it's really good. And it's satisfying texture if you chomp through it.
That shit like an egg roll. Cabbage. I mean, with grape leaves.
When people cook here, is it mostly each family cooking for themselves, or how much cooking for the
So she said every family cooks for themselves, but during the month of Ramadan, each family is responsible for one dish, and then they all join for iftar at the end of the day to break the fast, and they each get to taste the diversity of food.
I didn't have any expectations for today, but this might be some of the best food I've had in Ramadan.
Yo, controversial!
You're both husband and wife, two different couples here who have different histories, came here at different times. When you came here, did you ever imagine you would be here this long?
They said that when they first came here, they thought they were going to stay 2 months, and they left everything back home, and it's been 10 years. So yeah, it's
God damn!
Yeah, it's
thought it was gonna be 2 months, but been gone for 10 years.
He works in,
Obviously, they like what the government doing for them. Obviously.
The situation started becoming a bit harder. He started being like a merchant of tobacco, and then when ISIS came, ISIS considers it a sin, and they.
But I'm be real, ain't shit else out there, bro.
To his house.
I know y'all saw that shit when I just showed y'all this shit. Ain't shit out there for them folks, man. I used to took all that shit. I used to blow their houses down and shit.
He said he passed through multiple Syrian regions that were controlled by the Syrian army, by rebels, by the Free Syrian army as well. And then he arrived in Damascus, and from Damascus he about to go as a refugee to Lebanon. And then he mentioned to me a bit earlier today also that only 3 years later that he got to bring his family to Lebanon. Yeah.
The hard part for me and being here is
Yes, I will.
it's so cool.
Yes, I will.
It's like
Come here.
you can't just say, well, at least you're not in Syria. And I can see that people have, they have their homes,
I'll just be back.
enough provisions, enough food. They have cell phones and everything. So life is a lot more. Hospital, shelter, clothing, water.
Yeah.
The bottom of the pyramid.
Yeah, exactly. And so, for you, I mean, how do you see your purpose here as care now these days after 10 years of being there?
Not quite this.
You
She's
sleeping?
saying there's no goal, there's no real purpose here. We're struggling.
I'm finna get ready to go to bed.
I'm not
We're finna get ready to go to bed in a minute.
Most Syrian refugee camps are in the same situation as us, or even worse. He said some people don't even have dinner to get. It's very hard to live in those conditions. So we can't rely on Lebanon, we can't rely on Syria. Our only hope is for a foreign country, Western probably, to come and help us and take us out of this hell, basically.
The life of a refugee is undeniably challenging. It often means being unable to actively work, study, or contribute to society. Void of purpose, but still unable to go back home or anywhere else for that matter. Most Syrians are driven here for the same reasons. But while many spend years stuck in limbo or living in a state of uncertainty, some fortunate individuals discover a path to a more manageable existence. A 40-minute drive to the southwest of the camp transports us to the central fruit and vegetable market of Populius. Here we meet Abdel Razak, a Syrian man who arrived to Lebanon in 2013 and who's been diligently working in this market ever since.
Can you tell me a little bit about what you do here?
He's an accountant here in the market, basically.
We interacted with so many people today who are in the refugee camp. He came at a similar time, and he's here. What's the journey?
He was a teacher back in Syria. He lived in Aleppo, which is a big city. So his cousins came before the war. So they're kind of established here. Because they built credibility through time, they were able to find him a job.
Are you free to quit this job and do something else?
He said here it's basically you have a job, you take it, and you have to stick to it. You don't have the opportunity like other people living in the country to have jobs in the same way that Lebanese do, you know?
Are most of the people here in this market Syrian?
About 35% of the market will be Syrian, and the rest is Lebanese people.
Not all refugees are relegated to living in a camp. Having proper documentation, work permits, sponsorship, or a more stable economic situation could all contribute to getting the permissions necessary to live outside the camp. And life outside the camp is undoubtedly better than inside.
It look like it. These motherfuckers got sheep. I see meat, bro. They got meat.
His family's needs with basic amenities. As for food, today, they have enough to feed a small army. Abdel's wife, Miss Tamar, is preparing himself for dinner. An iconic Middle Eastern dish, traditionally served on a large communal platter. With fragrant rice and bulgur arranged at the base, it's topped with tender, slow-cooked lamb before receiving its crown. Beautifully braised lamb head, garnished with herbs and nuts and served with bread, yogurt, and more greens.
This looks like a freaking masterpiece. I assume you eat like this every day, yes?
Oh, she said once a year.
Oh, once a year, okay. Is this something you used to have back in Syria?
Weddings and holidays. That's when they eat this dish.
Well, this is a very special occasion and a special treat.
But that crazy folk eat good. When they only eat big once a day.
Mix everything. They eat whatever.
I mean, once a year.
Buffet on one little plate.
What do you think? Tasty?
She's like, oh,
bless you.
Yeah, wow.
Bless you, Tupac.
Bulgur.
Bless you, baby. Bless you, baby.
Salty steel cut oats, almost.
Okay.
Oh, I'm just eating the bulgur. Now I gotta take the yogurt.
What I would do
You alright?
is we need to get to them.
You good?
Wow. And then it's the next level move. It has a great texture, completely different than rice, obviously.
Yeah.
And it's really warm, salty, savory, and delicious. Here, I got some rice. Oh, the rice is great. Super heavy. And a different flavor from the bulgur. What do you think is the best meat on here?
It's the arm. Yeah.
The arm. All this meat looks so delicious. It looks like it's just been braised for hours and it's soft and tender. This might even be. Yeah, totally.
Who is it?
Right here.
Who?
So this is.
Give me a baby.
This should be very tender. Mix it a little bit of everything, a little bit of yogurt.
Wow. That was the bite.
And then, yogurt is strangely satisfying.
She's asking, are you liking this?
Mm-hmm. It's a little sour, and it's a bit heavy, but heavy. It just kind of cleanses the palate in a way. How long have you lived in this house?
He's renting this house. So since he came to Lebanon.
What's fascinating is, as we come here, this is obviously a residential house, but then just across the field here, maybe 100 meters away, you can see there's a refugee camp, a different refugee camp from what we've seen before. As somebody who had the opportunity to live in a place like this, what is it like looking out your front door and you see hundreds of people across the field who do live in a camp?
He said it's tough as a Syrian to watch other Syrians live in such conditions. They have to deal with extreme heat in summer, extreme cold in winter. There's sand and earth everywhere. It goes into the houses. Those are the conditions in which they are, and they can't go back to Syria as easily. He can't either help them get jobs.
It kind of happens.
It kind of is, yes. He wishes, as a Syrian, that foreign nations that have the real power in the region, like especially the UN, to take out this pressure out of Lebanon, because 2 million people in a country of 6 million is a huge amount, and the crisis is affecting the whole country and the inflation. Like, if they could take us out of Lebanon, that already is struggling enough, and affecting our fellow Lebanese, that would be better, and everyone will be happier. The Lebanese will be able to cope better with their own problems, and we will be able to live in the country in a more safer. He even said he's excited to live like Syria. They're able to secure some cities that are safe and where they're able to live the way they were living before the civil war there.
The hardest endings are the uncertain ones. The UN is committed to sustaining living conditions to those who fled Syria, and Lebanon is committed to being a host country for millions stuck in a perpetual limbo. But what does the future hold for those who have called these camps home for over a decade?
Where do you see yourself in 10 years? Ideally.
That's crazy, bro. I know it rain, water comes cloth, bro. That's crazy.
They always go back to their kids. I think that's their top priority. He said right now they don't see in the future that their kids are barely have any education. I asked around today, the maximum they get to learn is reading and writing, and at a very basic level. He said, I can't see my children now being educated. Now they're working in fields, picking up potatoes and vegetables, but I want them to learn like a proper profession, having an occupation that can earn them a living, and all we want is to send our children abroad, and we're trying to do this every day, basically. That's their goal.
That's crazy. That motherfucking baby, man. I love you guys, man. We out of here, man.
Oh. Guys, that's the end.